When children are singing and bells start ringing, you know it's that time of the year again. Eating way too many sweets and listening to holy beats, yeah, that is Christmas time. And in the
same procedure as every year,
thousands of people rush into the cities, buying presents and visiting Christmas markets. The streets get crowded, and the trains even more. The weeks before Christmas truly are a stress test for the transportation systems of our cities. And if it suddenly begins to snow, the chaos is complete. While this situation can really get on your nerves, it's also the perfect occasion to take a closer look. Because when a city's transport network is pushed to its limits like this, the upsides, the downsides, and the opportunities for change become more visible than at any other time of the year. That is why I want to take advantage of this special season to show you 3 lessons that Christmas teaches us about our cities. Welcome to Mobility Minded. I don't know what you're up to during December, but one of my favorite activities this month is visiting Christmas markets. You can find them all over Europe: Dresden in Germany, Strasbourg in France, London in the UK, Basel in Switzerland, and Vienna in Austria, to name just a few. They all have their differences, and debating which one's the best could easily become an endless discussion. But you know what they all have in common? You can't drive your car in there, or at least you shouldn't. A Christmas market is a prime example of successful urban planning. Cities reclaim public space to host an event that almost everyone benefits from. People suddenly have a place where they want to spend their time. Vendors get the opportunity to sell their goods, and cities benefit from the taxes paid for that. Year after year, Christmas markets all over the world are flooded with people looking for a good time. They don't mind that the event takes place outdoors, and they don't even seem to care that they might spend a small fortune on food and drinks. People simply want to be in a place that is thoughtfully designed and human-centered. This shows that most people clearly enjoy walkable environments and like spending time there, as long as they can see the benefits for themselves. And you know what's even more interesting? The public spaces Christmas markets take place on are sometimes taken away from cars. For example, this Christmas market near Stuttgart is partly located on this plaza. This is what it looks like for about 1 month each year. And this is what it looks like without the Christmas atmosphere. There are around 30 parking spaces on this square. For 1 month each year, they disappear, and yet no one seems to oppose it. In many other situations, public outrage is much higher over far fewer parking spaces. Restaurant terraces installed on former parking spots commonly spark heated debates. But when it comes to Christmas markets, which is a very similar use of space, even that initial spark of outrage never appears. Most people really enjoy Christmas markets, myself included. And they teach us an important lesson. People actually want livable, human-centered environments, as long as they can clearly see the benefit for themselves. But there's also another lesson Christmas markets tell us about our cities. Probably one of the most common arguments against cycling infrastructure or human-centered city design in general is, "But what about bad weather? No one wants to cycle then." There are already countless videos on YouTube disproving this claim, but I'd still like to add another perspective here. Christmas markets have already shown us that people want livable cities, but they also prove something else. Bad or cold weather doesn't stop people from going outside. I think I don't have to tell you what temperatures usually look like in December. And yet, countless people head outdoors to enjoy a hot cup of mulled wine and some gingerbread. So why is that? It most likely has a lot to do with the attractiveness of Christmas markets. The idea of meeting friends, enjoying the music, and browsing decorations is highly appealing. Of course, we could also invite our friends over, heat up mulled wine at home, and order decorations online. But instead, we choose to visit Christmas markets because of the atmosphere and the convenience of having everything in one place. One thing that rarely crosses people's minds when planning a visit though is the weather. Whether the sun is shining or it's already dark, whether it's raining or snowing, Christmas markets are almost always packed. And this is not only because of the food and drinks. Another key factor is that the spaces are well lit, feel safe, and are pleasant to walk through. I'm sure you already see where this is going. My point here is that Christmas markets clearly show that bad weather doesn't discourage people from going outside and enjoying a walkable environment. What actually discourages people is an environment that feels unsafe or uncomfortable to be in. But why do we still see fewer cyclists in winter, even when there are separated bike lanes? You might ask. That is a very good question, and it's one we'll take a closer look at now. When I imagine a city during Christmas time, besides the beautiful Christmas markets and festive street decorations, there's one thing I always think of as well: traffic. No matter whether you look at the cars on the streets or inside buses and trains, everything is crowded. I actually have a personal story of suffering here. When I visited the Christmas market in Heidelberg a few days ago, I wanted to take the bus from here to here, a distance of just 1.6 kilometers. Care to guess how long that ride took? Almost 1 hour. We stopped every few meters because the streets were clogged with cars searching for parking spaces in nearby garages, which were all completely full. It's safe to say that I won't be visiting the city again anytime soon. But enough of my rant. Even though the streets and public transport in Heidelberg were pushed to their limits, there was one thing that remained empty: the bike lanes. In my last video, I already went into detail about why bike lanes often seem unused, and I'll make sure to link it at the end. But I want to add one more point here. Because in lesson 1, we learned that people actually want this kind of infrastructure. In lesson 2, we learned that the low usage is not caused by the weather. And the third and final lesson of this video is this: building bike infrastructure alone is not enough. We also have to maintain it. We all know the traffic chaos that appears with the first snowfall of the year. But fortunately, almost every city employs people to deal with that. Often even before rush hour, snowplows are out clearing the streets. They push the snow to the side of the road where it doesn't bother anyone. Except actually everyone who is not inside of a car. I get the feeling that many city governments like to build prestigious bike infrastructure during the summer, but once winter comes, they forget about it and fall back into car brain mode. After all, no one would ride a bike in winter, right? And that's exactly the problem. It's not enough to build bike infrastructure. We have to keep it in good condition throughout the entire year. Only then can we make sure that people who want to use their bikes are always able to do so, and that no one is forced to drive. Because, as we've seen, people actually do wish to use this infrastructure, even during the coldest season. And with that, what I wish to you is a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you again.